Good morning. So today we are back at Trent Fasteners, and what I thought we'd do today is, earlier on in the year we mentioned there was a couple of big things happening with Trent, one of which has now happened and is operational, so we're going to bring you that in a minute. The other one will be done before the end of the year. Everything is on course for that to happen, which is dead exciting, and we'll bring that, like I say, before the year is out. What we are needing to do inside is clear some room, so we're getting on with that now. We're going to have a look in a second. The only other thing to note is the trade counter. We're fast approaching one of the busier times of year for us, which is Christmas, or the approach to. So end of November, beginning of December, everyone's starting to think about Christmas presents and stuff. So we've just took quite a big delivery from Milwaukee, Makita, Still, Draper. They've all topped their stands up in here, ready for Christmas. But let's go inside. So obviously, as you've seen before, Trent holds an immense amount of stock since we've moved it from the previous premises to here, and now we can import a lot of material ourselves. So nuts, bolts, fixings, fasteners, gate hinges, silicons, everything that you can ever imagine on that side of things that we house. I think I might have told you once before, but we went into stocking, we had to clear some additional room because we went into stocking UPVC guttering and downpipes. So that was quite a big, bulky sort of element of stock that we needed additional room for. We've got an even bulkier level of stock that we've not been able to house in here, and this is one of the reasons we need the Trent 2 building up and operational as soon as we can. I'll show you why in a minute. But while we're down here, we've obviously got half of the UPVC stock, but we're desperately trying to have a clear out now and getting rid of some old sort of stuff that's been lying around for some time now that we've not shifted to make room for what's happening later on in the year. So although I can't tell you what that is, I can tell you we need a considerable amount of room in this building here. So we're going to have a look at the UPVC and the other stuff. So the first of the more bulky products that we stock is the UPVC, which we house all the clips and brackets here. So we're a stockist of Brett Martin and their rainwater goods. So all the bracketry and everything like that, and all the swan necks, all the 90-degree bends, everything like that is all housed down here, and they're picked per order. But all the bulky stuff, as in the lengthy downpipes, guttering, all of that stuff, we haven't got the room here at the minute until that Trent 2 building's done. So we've had to locate that up in the Fibre and Gilbert building for the time being, which is where we've had to locate all of this. Now, if we go back a few years, we started having a few issues with the supply of UPVC and guttering. And what we did from that point on is we approached Brett Martin, the manufacturer themselves, and we become their stockist of our area. So that has worked brilliantly ever since. We're in control of our own product, and service is never a problem because we've already got the stock of the material. As things have altered and changed over the past sort of 12, 18 months in the world of fibre cement, we've decided to go down the same route again. So we've opted to go with what was Sembrit and is now Swiss Pearl. So Sembrit was a firm that we all knew and has been around for donkey's years, but they have been bought out by a company called Swiss Pearl, and Swiss Pearl have put a massive amount of investment into upgrading the factories and keeping on top of stock in the UK with Profile 6. So they were making all the right noises for us at the time when we wanted to do a swap, so we've swapped to their product. So in order to service the requirements of Fowler & Gilbert, and not just Fowler & Gilbert actually, but a lot of Trent's customers that are after that same product, we decided that we would stock it. So we have bought an immense amount of stock. Unfortunately, we haven't got Trent 2's building done in time, so that's where we've had to store it here. And that's why we bought them skeletals, which is what we want to do the shorter trailers with, because we are delivering a lot more of just fibre cement as its standalone product from Trent Fasteners now, and therefore we don't need the full bed length on the wagon, and also we've got smaller sites that we need to fit in, which obviously with a smaller trailer is easier to get in and out of. So at the moment, all we are stocking is natural grey. We can get our hands on painted material, which we've got some of down there, which is ready to go out on an order, but the most of the material that we are stocking at the moment is natural grey fibre cement. When we have got the Trent 2 building up, we will then keep a painted range in stock as well. But you can see just by looking at this, which is half the amount of stock that I want to eventually have, added to that pile there, which again is half the stock of the UPVC that I eventually want to keep, all of a sudden Trent 2's building is not really looking big enough. So material wise at the moment, we keep every stock length of Profile 6 sheeting from 5 foot up to 10 foot in 6-inch increments, and we also keep a wide range of the fittings. So the majority of the degree of the fittings are 15 degree in what we do as an industry, but we also keep 12.5, 10, 17.5, 22.5. So we've got all them different fittings in, which are not just ridge cappings. There's also the barge boards, the centre caps, we've got roll top, we've got plain wing barge, we've got expansion joints, we've got open protected ridge, we've got absolutely everything here. So it's a massive new part of what Trent are doing, and ultimately it's fantastic for Trent Fasteners because the majority of Trent's customer base is in and around the industry, the same as what Fibre and Gilbert is in. So it works really well, it complements what we already do, and I'm chuffed to bits with the addition of working with Swiss Pearl, who have been fantastic to deal with since the day we started. So really chuffed to be a part of them on their journey of expanding their UK-based business, and we're a massive part of that going forward. All we need now is just Trent 2's building done so we can house all this, we can then refill this with steel, which Fibre and Gilbert wise we've had to reduce the amount of steel that we've had on the ground to give us the room to do this, and then we can get back to work as normal. So like I say, that's just a quick recap on Trent, where it's up to, and just a reminder that later on in the year we've got that next massive thing to bring you and show you what we're doing and why we need the additional room in Trent's first building down there. So if you like what you've seen, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll catch you next time and leave you guys with a mini Trent montage. Boom.